All right, so this is ITS128 or 148, and I was working on the midterm yesterday and today, and I realized that it is a little bit more difficult than I guess I'd originally planned. So I've extended the due date a week, giving you guys an extra week, and today I'd like to start it and start the class, the calculator class that we need to make, and start the and sort of do some explaining about what kind of approach that we're going to take. And then so after today, you should be able to. I'm hoping you should be able to kind of see what's going on and finish it up. So let me start by. Am I sharing my screen? I got to share my screen. All right, so I'm sharing my screen. So let me start a new project here. New project. Oh, wait a minute. I started one last time, didn't I? Let me just go to that one. I still have it here. Be down in here, I guess. I'm sorry, but they're just about to sentence Manafort, and I've been I'm waiting all morning. Yeah, I guess not. Yeah. All right, so this is how far I got, and let me go to the .cs file. So we're gonna start here with the approach. Okay, so first of all, we're gonna create a couple of variables that we're gonna use to display the string of digits on the here. So there's going to be a variable which contains what's displayed here, and then another variable that goes along with it that simply contains the decimal value, the decimal equivalent of that variable. So let's start by declaring that. I'm going to put these two things I'm going to put over into our class. But so let's start up by making a private string display string, and this is what's going to be displayed up in this area right here, and we need faster computers. I'm going to pop open the toolbox while I'm waiting for this. And then we'll have a private the decimal value, the decimal equivalent of that. I'm just going to call it display value. And then so the way this works is we're going to start out calculator is going to start out in a state where it can start accepting digits, and these digits will be displayed up here, be displayed there, and then what's going to happen is once at least one digit has been entered, then it is ready to accept any of these other characters, which are the operator characters. So there has to be at least one digit entered, like some number, like 3 or something, and then it's ready to accept an operator. It's also at any time that it's ready for a digit to be accepted, it can also accept a decimal point, but it can only accept one decimal point. So we have to keep track of whether or not, when the digits are being entered, whether or not a decimal point has been entered, because we can only allow one decimal point to be entered. So I'm going to create a couple more variables here, which one, and these are going to be Boolean variables. One is that we are ready to accept no digits have been entered, and we're ready to accept digits. So I'm going to call that new value, and this will be true or false. And then also a Boolean variable which accepts whether or not a decimal point has been entered. Okay. And then we have this is all fine here. Let's add when the calculator loads, or on load, we can initialize this stuff. So let me go back to here, and I'm going to double click out here to start up the load handler, and the load handler is going to clear out these things. Display value, so it'll set display value. Well, it'll set display string equal to nothing, and it'll set display value equal to 0. And it'll say that we are ready to accept digits, so new value will be true. And we also have not, the user has not entered a decimal point yet. So decimal point entered equals false. All right. Now these button click things, we sort of entered in all these buttons, and this can be done a number of ways. The book actually combines all of these into one event handler, which reads the tag value. Is there a tag over here? Tag. Let me do this alphabetically. Tag, and we aren't going to use that. That's a fancy way to do it. I've already entered in all of these button clicks here, so it's fine if I just use these. I'll have to repeat this a little bit, but so we start out by if we are ready to accept a new value, there may or may not be. Okay, so we're actually ready to accept a new value when the calculator starts up, and we're also able to accept a new value after an operator key has been pressed. So do I have any operator keys here? The plus sign here is an operator key. So let me Let me see where. Okay, so I'll come back. I'll come back to that later. If a new value if new value is equal to true, new value, if that's equal to true, in other words, a digit has not been entered yet. If this is true, then we're going to make sure the display string is clear, is blank, because it could still have a value there from a previous sequence of digits that were entered. So display string, display string, display string equals blank. Make sure that's blank. And we have entered in a new value, so we're going to set new value equal to false, because we're past that point. And then let's add just display string. Display text display was kind of, no, that's just okay. So display string is equal to a 1 key, and we want to convert that display value is now equal to converting to decimal display string. That's the value. So that's what value equals, and now display text can equal to display display string. Okay, so this is only executed if it is the first digit that's entered. Okay, otherwise we are not going to clear out the display string, and new value has already been set to false. So I'm just going to see what this looks like. So 1, 1, 1. Okay, that works. And let's this is going to be the same for every one of these. So how about if I do this? I'm going to copy this out into a method. I'm going to method. I'm going to name it process apply, and I'm going to pass it a digit. Oops, just a digit. Oh, 1. Sorry. And because that's a 1, and this is going to be string digit, and this will be digit. All right. You know, I can't believe it. It says it sends to 47 months. That's not very much. That's only 4 years. No, I only got sentenced to 4 years. Hmm. Well, yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, this is only for his tax stuff. This has nothing to do with Russia, so I guess there's more coming. All right. All right, so this processes the digits. This process digit 1. I'm going to see if this works. It seems to work. So I'm going to put this here and here. Can I do control? Can I do this? Replace that with this. Oh, of course that's not going to work. Never mind. Process digit 1. Okay, I got to place all this. Probably an easier way to do this, starting with what I just had. And this is going to be 9, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and oh, that's right. These were out of order, weren't they? This is 1, this is 2, and this is 0. All right. Now, where's the event handler? Display value, display string. I'm going to add text display text equals display string. So, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, great. All right, so that takes that the entering thing seems to be okay. Now, okay, so we enter in some digits, and then we're going to hit an operator key, and so I'm going to let's see what happens if I were to hit the plus sign. Let me find that. That would be add. I'm gonna create my class now, my calculator class, and we can start to see how that affects things. So over here, I'm gonna do a right click, and I'm gonna add new, add a new class, and it's gonna be a class, and I'm gonna name it calculator. So I've got a calculator class here, and I'm gonna make it public. And so I'm going to start defining some things here. I'm going to create a private decimal current value. So it's going to keep track of the current value. And that's going to be that'll be well, you'll see what that's for. there's going to be a private decimal operand 1, private decimal operand 2, and then we're going to also store the operator, private and I'm going to declare a enumeration. Public enum operator is going to be add, subtract, multiply, divide, and none. And then I can declare a private operator, and I'm going to call it op. Okay, so I've got a so I'm going to save a current value, and what current value is that's in case that's going to be what is stored in case because if you type 1, 2, 3 plus 4 equals, you can hit equals a bunch of times and it'll keep on adding 4. So current value is going to save that value. And then I guess I need to create a what's it called when you the thing that starts it up. Public. This current value equals 0. This operand constructor, that's what I'm saying. 0. This operand 2 equals 0, and this op equals operator none. The constructor. So the constructor will initialize all this stuff, and so that way when we create an instance of it back in our form over here, this is what all these values are going to be initialized to. So we're going to want to grab out current value, so we can do that this way, and we can use this new capital and let's add in let's add the add public void add decimal value. So this is what is when it's called, when this method is called, it looks like that, and it's going to set this operand 1 equal to val, which is going to be the decimal value that's passed in, and then this current value is also equal to val, and this op is going to be equal to operator add. Okay, so this sort of starts it out. Let's go back to let's put an equal sign in there later. Tell you what, let's put the equals in there now. Public void equals, and this is going to be decimal val. We're going to set 2 operand 2 equal to val, and then we're going to have a switch. We can do a switch here. this op. And in case if the operator is add, then we're going to set the current value equal to operand 1 plus operand 2. And then we can break. And I'm not going to bother with anything else for right now. Other than all right, so let me go back to here now, and I got to create an instance of this calculator. It's not being assigned. Private calculator calc equals new calculator. And it's those things. And what happens when the add is clicked. Plus is clicked. I'm going to replace this with calc add display value. And then I can set new value equal to true, because we've entered in an operator. We clicked on a character, and so now we're ready to accept digits again, and we can accept the decimal point again. Now point entered equals false, and we can set the display during the time. Display value equals the new current value that's stored in that class, and then txt display.text is equal to display value.toString. We don't need this. All right, so that's what happens when the plus key is clicked. So let me see what happens here. Oh, I don't have the equal sign. I need the equal sign. Well, 1, 2, 3, plus 4. Okay, that works. I don't have the equal sign. Okay. So when we do equals, do I have an equals here? I don't, do I? Process digit. No. Okay, so that would be when this thing is clicked. All right, equal click. Oh, I do have something. All right, great. All right, so let me put I'm going to do a try parse here. Try. Now, if new value is true, we do something. I'm going to come back to that. Else, it's not true. Calc equals display value. And then a display value equals calc the current value, and txt display.txt equals display value dot toString, and we're back to being able to enter in a new value again and decimal point entered equals false. All right, so what this does is when the equal sign is pressed, that means that a number has been entered, the plus sign has been entered, and the second number has been entered. Okay, now when the plus sign is entered, that's when this happens. And so let's do an example here. Oh, there's errors. Oh, I forgot the catch. Catch. Display value equals 0. txt display text equals cannot divide by 0, and new value equals true, and decimal point entered equals false. Okay, so there, that takes care of that. Let's do this. Okay, so I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 plus 4 equals. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 plus 4 equals. Okay, so remember that. So I start out by typing. I start out, the load handler is right here. We start out, we set the display string equal to blank, displays out the blank, it sets the display value equal to 0. We are ready to enter in our first digit of a number, and we haven't entered in a decimal point yet. Okay, so it's starting out from nothing. Okay, then we start typing in some digits. Okay, so we type some digits, and each time we type some digits up here, the first time we type in a digit, new value is equal to true, and so what we do is, the main thing we do is we set new value equal to false, which means that we are no longer ready to accept the first digit of a new value. We've already accepted the first digit of a new value. So we type in. So remember, it's 1, 2, 3 plus 4. So we type in the 1. This happens. New value gets set to false. The 1 gets appended to the display string, and the 1 is displayed out. The value is equal to 1, and the 1 is displayed out. Okay, and then we type in a 2, and the 2 gets processed. New value is not equal to 2, so that's skipped. So the 2 gets appended, and it turns into 12, and the 12 gets displayed. And then we type in the 3, and this is skipped. The 3 gets appended, so now it's 1, 2, 3. It gets converted to 123, and then 1, 2, 3 gets displayed out. Okay, so now all we have is we've got the display string being 1, 2, 3, and the display value being 123. That's all we have. And then we press this plus sign. So we press the plus sign, it goes down to here, and now we call our add method, okay, with the display value in there. So that's 123. So it gets passed 123 into this method. So let's go to that method. It's this one here, okay? So we've got 123 coming in. That's a balance. 123. So this sets operand 1 equal to 123. I'm going to put 123 here. Gets set there, and this also gets set to 123. And then the operator, this op, is set equal to add to the value add, so it remembers that it's add. Okay, then we're done, and we're back we're back here, and so we have stored the 123 into operand 1 over here. We stored the we stored it also into current value, and we've recorded that the operator is the add operator. Okay, and then we come back here and we set new value equal to true, which means we're ready to accept some more digits of the next number. We can accept the decimal point again, and we get the display value out. The display value is the current value from here. Why that is this. So 123 gets returned back to here. So now display value is equal to 123. Well, it was before, but now if it gets set that again, and then that gets displayed out into the text. All right, so now now after we've hit this plus sign, we're displaying out the 123. The operator is recorded as the add operator. We've got this current value here. This thing is 123, and operand 1 over here is 123. All right. So now we're going to start typing in some new digits. Okay, so now we're going to type in a 4. Okay, so we type in a 4, and that gets right here. Process the 4, and is new value equal to true? Yes, it is equal to true. So the display string gets blanked out. New value is set equal to false. And then the display string the 4 gets appended onto this display string, and then it's converted to the number 4, to the value 4, and then that display string gets displayed out here. So that's why when we type 1, 2, 3 plus, and then we type the 4, and this is going to disappear, and there's just going to be a 4 there. Boom, see? So we type in a 4, and then we come back around and we type the equal sign. Where's the equal sign? We type the equal sign. New value is not true, it's false, because we set it to false up here when we process the 4. New value is equal to false, so we skip that. And we do this. We call this equals method in calc, and we pass in display value, which is 4. We pass in the 4. So we pass in 4. What's 4 here? It's equals. So this is 4. So we set operand 2 equal to 4. And then we're ready to do the equals. We're ready to do the operation. So we look at what the operator is. The operator is the add operator. We've got operand 1, which was 123. We now have operand 2, which is 4. We do the addition, and now current value is equal to 123 plus 4, which is 127. And then we're done. We break out, and we set that 100, we set operand 1 now is equal to 127. So now operand 1 is equal to 127. And we go back to here, and now operand 1 is equal to 127. What's current value? Current value is, oh, here, yeah, right, obviously. Current value is set to 127. So current value is equal to 127, and operand 1 is equal to 127. So then we come back here, and we grab out what current value is. It's 127. So display value is now equal to 127. And here we convert it to a string, and we display it out as far as the text goes. And we set new value equal to true, and we set decimal entered into as equal to false. And we are ready again to accept. We're ready to accept a new some new digits. So what happens if we do 1, 2, 3 plus 4 plus 2 is equal to 6? Okay, so that makes sense. All right, so okay, so now let's see what happens if we go 1, 2, 3 plus 4 equals, and we press equal again, we should be able to add. It should add the 4 again. So keep on pressing equal. It should keep on adding the 4. Okay, so let's make it do that. And that would be if this new value is equal to true. So we type in. So we type in we start it up, and everything's equal to 0, and everything's equal to blank. And then we type the 1, the 2, and the 3. And we type the 1, and this happens, gets appended. We type the 2, and this is skipped. The 2 gets appended, it turns into 12. Type the 3 gets appended, it turns into 123. And then we type the plus sign, and the plus sign takes the 123, passes it to this add method. 123 gets passed in there, gets stored in operand 1, it gets stored in its current value, and the operator is recorded as add. And then we come back here, and we set new value equal to true. Can do a decimal point again. Set the display value equal to the current value, which is 123. Displays it out. And then we type the 4. The 4 is going to process this digit, and this is going to be true. So it types. So we enter in the 4, and this gets blanked out. New value is now false. The 4 gets appended onto the display string. It's just going to be 4 because it was blank. And then that gets converted to the value 4, and that gets displayed out. And then we're going to hit the equal sign, and the equal sign is this down here. And the first time we do it, new value is not equal to true, so this gets executed. We calculate the equals, and as we know, it comes back, and current value is now equal to 127, so that's displayed. 127 is displayed. New value is equal to true, and decimal point is entered. Okay, now new value is equal to true. It's ready to enter in a new number, and what happens is we just go ahead and we just click the equal sign again. So if we click the equal sign again, this comes back like this, and this time new value is equal to true. Well, if new value is equal to true, we want to call display value is equal to operand 1. What was operand? Oh, operand 2 is that last value. What's operand 1? Okay, I gotta put some more comments in here so we know where we're at. We just did the 1, 2, 3. We added the 4, and so here we had 1, 2, 3, and then operand 2. This is equal to the 4. This is equal to the 4, and then this is still equal to 1, 2, 3. So this is 1, 2, 3 plus 4 equals 127. And current value, so now this is equal to, now current value is equal to 127. And operand 1 is now set equal to 127. So current value, I'm going to put this here, current value equals that. And so now operand 1 is equal to 127. Operand 1 is equal to 127. Operand 2 is still equal to 4. Okay? So operand 2 is equal to 4. And operand 1 is equal to 127. And we have just returned from this. Current value is equal to 127 because of this. Current value is equal to 127. I'm going to do this. Current value is equal to 127. 127, so 127 is displayed, and new value is now set equal to true, and this is equal to true. And then we come back and we press the equal sign again. So we press the equal sign again. And what happens then is new value is equal to true. So we want to do a calc equals where we are just using, where we're adding operand 2 onto operand 1 again. So we want to do this. We want to do where we do not need to pass in operand 2. We have operand 2 already stored from before. So the way we do that is we overload this method here, and we create a new public void equals, and we don't pass in anything. And then we just do the switch, basically do this again. And the reason is because we already have operand 2 set. And operand 1 is set from here before. So when this comes back around, this is going to add, operand 1 is now equal to 127 because that's what it was set to up here. And add 4 onto 127 and we get 131. So now current value is equal to 131. So, and then back here we want to say that, okay, so one, 2, 3 plus 4 equals. All right, so equals. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fill in some of the, okay, so, all right, now I know you didn't get any of that, but that's okay because you should still be able to do subtraction, multiplication, and division, right? Because I've done addition. It's the same except for you do addition, you know, you just do subtraction, multiplication, division. I've done addition, this is addition, it's just a plus sign there. You do subtraction, it's just minus. You do multiplication, it's multiplied. The division, it's division, okay? So, great. I'm gonna throw in, I will throw in clear, and I'll throw in square root. I'll throw in clear and I'll throw in square root. So I'm gonna do clear. Oh, how about back? Well, let me throw in clear. And so that's this, clear. Let me double click on clear, and here we are. And clear is gonna, we have to put a clear over here. Public void clear. And I'll make this current value equals 0. This operand equals 0. This operand equals 0. And this op equals none, operator none. Okay, that's very simple. And this is going to be simply, we want to call calc clear. And that calls this over here, which zeroes out the variables inside this class. And then we also need to display value equals 0. Display string equals nothing. And we can say txt display dot text equals, should say 0, I guess. And we want to set this new value equal to, we're ready to accept a new string of characters, and decimal entered equals false. Do I take care of? I'm trying to figure out what more hints I should give you. There's some of this stuff is not easy, which you can certainly take care of all the operations. How about backspace? What does square root look like? I'm going to put in here, I will put public void square root. And this operand equals val as usual. Current value equals decimal math sqrt convert to double operand 1. All right, so that's the square root, and you need to put, so I'll tell you what, I'm going to put the other methods you got to put in here. Public void reciprocal decimal val so you need to put this in method for returning for setting current equal to 1 over operand 1. And so that's in here. In here, I'm going to put double click on square root. And here is where we need to put in the method for calling calc square root. Okay, so you got to put that in there. Pretty simple. I'm going to do 1 over. Now this is a little bit trickier because we have the possibility of dividing by 0. So I'm going to do a try catch here. Calc reciprocal display value. Display value equals calc current value, and txt display text equals display value to string. And then we need to do the catch in here, which is divide by 0 exception. Display value equals 0. Text display text equals cannot divide by 0, and new value is true, and decimal point entered equals false. So I'm gonna actually put that in. I want to see what that looks like. Zero, 1 over. Okay, it does seem. All right. Okay. All right. So you need to finish. All right. So so you need to do backspace. And for backspace, if it's if new value equals false, then that means that the user has typed in some digits, right? User has typed in some digits, and that means remove the last, remove the last digit on the right side. And there's going to be the case where if the display string length is greater than 1, you're going to do something. Else if the display string length is equal to 1, you're going to do something else. If the display string length is greater than 1, then you're just going to hack off the last digit, and you're going to, create, figure out what the new value is and display that back up again. If the display string length is equal to 1, and you hack off the last digit, it ends up being 0, right? So this is going to be a different case. I'll start you out here. Display string equals display string dot substring 0, comma, display string length minus 1. That's how you hack off. That's how you hack off the rightmost digit. Hack off rightmost digit. And then you gotta compute what the display value is and display that back out again. Here, you hacking off there's only 1 digit, so you just hack that off and you display out. It's going to display out 0 or whatever it is. Okay, so that's the back button. If new value is equal to true, then that means no digits have been entered in, or you're ready to enter in new digits, no digits have been entered in, and the person hits the back button, it's meaningless, so you don't do anything. That's the back button. Has there been a clear? Has this been done? Oh yeah, this is done. That's good. Oh, decimal point. Okay, for a decimal point, if you double click on a decimal point, here it is. So if new value is equal to false, then there's some digits up there already, and you're just going to throw a decimal point in there. That's no big deal. Oh, well, first of all, we need to, let's see. If new value is equal to true, then we know that there's nothing up there. So we want to put a leading 0. So I'm going to do display string equals, put a leading 0 there, and now we got to say new value is equal to false. Okay. Now, right, if new value is equal to decimal, if decimal point entered is equal to false, then we are able simply to add a decimal point. Okay, so if the decimal point has been entered, or if the decimal point has not been entered yet, then you can just add the decimal point there, and then you have to display it out, and you have to recompute display value, you have to display it out, and then you have to set this decimal point entered is equal to true, because you only want to be able to enter the decimal point once. So you can finish that. The sign thing, we're just gonna make the display value equal to minus display value, and then display it out. Oh, the class is over. Anyway, I think I got everything. Divide equals, the 2 equals, square root. Okay, so square root reciprocal. Okay, so this looks like it's done. This looks like it's done. You need to finish subtract, multiply, and divide. You need to finish subtract, multiply, and divide, and all this is pretty much done. For here, the plus minus thing, you just have to set the display value equal to the reverse. Just display value equals minus display value, and it'll make it reciprocal back and forth. For the back, this is the backspace. This is how you hack off the rightmost, and then you need to go ahead and display this back out again. This is in 1.1. If you just here, let me just put this. All right, so I think I have enough comments in there. You should be able to work on this. And as you recall, or as I reminded you, I've extended the due date, so you can ask me about this next week. All right, good. I'm going to save this solution, save all, and I'll see you next week. Thanks for watching.